until it's amended, and it has been 27 times, but until it's amended, the meaning is what the meaning was. And that is the way that we assure ourselves that we actually have constitutional government and not just popular opinion government. I'm Doug Ginsburg, and I'm a federal judge in the U.S. Court of Appeals in Washington, D.C. And I've been on that court since 1986. So looking to our 40th anniversary at some point. I came to the court from 3 years in government. Before that, I was teaching at the Harvard Law School, continue to teach law, now at the Anthony and Scalia Law School at George Mason University. The Constitution should be introduced to children in middle school when they're studying civics. Unfortunately, in too many schools, they're not studying civics, but ideally they would be. And a part of that would be a basic understanding about the Constitution as the law that governs those who govern us. The framers made it very difficult to amend the Constitution. That hasn't stopped people from amending it, as I said, 27 times, 10 in the original Bill of Rights and 17 times since that founding era. Article 5 requires for an amendment to the Constitution, 2/3 of the Senate, 2/3 of the House, and 3/4 of the states agree. So it's not to be amended lightly. It's to be amended when there's a widespread view that something has to be changed. And so very important matters are women's suffrage, giving women the vote, introducing a federal income tax, changing the way in which senators are elected. These are very important matters. And when the public overwhelmingly believes that there should be a change, they make a change. When it's simply a majority or even a significant majority, that's not enough. Majorities come and majorities go. This is not something to be done on a whim or caprice. It's to be done after it's been debated, thoroughly vetted, and a consensus emerges across all the states. Too many students are graduated from high school without having had any instruction in civics or specifically in the Constitution. So it's important to convey the idea that the Constitution has to be understood as a product of its time. What does it mean? Well, what did it mean to the people who wrote it, ratified it? That's what it means and should mean to us. It can be amended, but until it's amended, and it has been 27 times, but until it's amended, the meaning is what the meaning was. And that is the way that we assure ourselves that we actually have constitutional government and not just popular opinion government. Otherwise, what you have is a document that is not stable, that doesn't deliver on the promise of a government of laws and not of men. The Constitution tells us very little about the court system. It says that there will be one Supreme Court, that it will have judges who are there on good behavior, which means life tenure, or has so been interpreted until now, and such inferior courts as the Congress may from time to time create. That's about all we know. And so over time, the Congress has created a whole system of courts, created new courts, it's abolished old courts as the needs of the times change. And it has changed the number of justices on the Supreme Court from time to time. Now that we have 9, and we've had 9 since I think it's 1869. So for a very long time, but that's not in the Constitution, that's in the law. Congress could change that. I think it would be imprudent to do so. It would be particularly imprudent to do so on the basis that people don't like the results that they're getting from the court. These things change over time. One group is disappointed at one time, another group at another time. And there have been prior proposals to change the number of justices for that political reason. President Roosevelt proposed it in 1937, and it failed miserably. It got 20 votes in a Senate that then had 96 members. I would hope that the Congress will not try to change the number of judges, certainly not for the reason that they don't like the decisions that are being made, because the result will be that the next Congress will change it again and make it still larger. It will lose its character as a nonpartisan, non-political body that supervises the government's adherence to the Constitution and the law.